Hi.
What day is this?
Tuesday.
What date is it?
June 24th.
And where are we?
And Norfolk.
What are we doing here, Eddie?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Who are we waiting for? Grandma who?
Grandma Holt.
Oh, okay. When's she coming in, Steve?
At 2:50.
Right. What's the flight number?
3:32.
Okay, we better wait on her now.
Okay. It's 2:24 now.
Hey, Eddie. There it is. Granny's airplane, Eddie. Little Creek Farm.
Did you feel like that inside?
309, I guess. There she is, boys. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Folks, we're here in Norfolk, Virginia, with the world-renowned traveler, Mrs. Louise Holt. Mrs. Holt has just arrived in Norfolk aboard the famous airline Piedmont, straight from the big Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Mrs. Holt, welcome to Norfolk, Virginia.
Thank you.
Well, tell me, Mrs. Holt, how was your flight?
Oh, it was just wonderful. It's quiet, uneventful, restful. I enjoyed it very much.
Well, that's fine. Now, if you'll tell the folks at home, Mrs. Holt, how does Norfolk, Virginia compare to Dallas-Fort Worth area?
Well, what I've seen of it, well, of course, Dallas is far back off of the coast, and it has more timber, and it just seems more like a homely era. This is right on the coast, and of course, I've seen very little of it since I've been here.
Uh-huh. And what do you think of the ships you've seen so far?
Well, come to think of it, I haven't seen very many, just the top of them, but there's quite a few from what I've been able to see.
Well, Mrs. Holt, I understand that you have left all of your oil wells in the care of your children back in Dallas, Texas. And down in East Texas, your vast expanses of farms and ranches are also in the care of your children. And you have put all aside to go on this long vacation and just take a rest.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Well, I'm sure that you're glad to be here on vacation and let someone else take over your responsibilities for a while. Is that right?
Very glad indeed.
Well, once again, Mrs. Holt, welcome to Virginia, and throughout your tour here and your vacation, we certainly hope that you'll enjoy. This is some of the local Norfolk churches, and over here to the left is the Moses Myers house that Mom just went inside to visit. Mom? Okay, Mom, what are you going to visit now?
Well, I'm on my way to visit the General MacArthur Memorial, and you come on and join me.
Okay.
This is General MacArthur. January 26, 1980. April 5th, 1964. We are here in Colonial, Williamsburg, Virginia. early American city, and we plan to take a tour of the whole city.
That is a genuine haystack if I ever saw one. Mom, do you know why we can't go in these houses?
They are occupied as people live in them, their own, privately owned.
That's right.
But we can go in that church over yonder.
Now, this is the church where Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson and those guys met when they decided to go for independence.
Would have been used by the little housekeepers when they were all going on late at night and had to let
Hey, Mom.
let people out. They did not sleep in quarters. Also, in the mail in there, you may have noticed an option looks like an old pistol. Actually, it's used to light fires here. Move over here to the top. This is probably where the government today. We know that one governor brought 144 packs of cards with him to the time. Of course, their cards were much thinner and sort of like paper today.
Of the Boys Company of Williamsburg. This unique company was formed in 1770 by boys not old enough to serve, but whose youthful enthusiasm and interest in weapons and drill, possibly engendered by their father's military service, was such that their execution of drills was far superior to any established company at that time. Members of the rifle company have now taken position on the flanks in order to demonstrate their weapons. Present position at the far end of the field would be able to bring accurate fire upon the group beyond the artillery. However, their rate of fire would be no more than 2 rounds per minute. Conversely, the musket men would have to advance to their present position in order to deliver an effective volley upon the same target, but were trained to and capable of maintaining 4 rounds per minute in rapid load and fire. Today, the use of the bayonet was denied to the rifleman, as the rifle muzzle in sight is not designed to accept the bayonet. He had to rely upon handheld edged weapons. This and its slower rate of fire limited the rifle used by a very small part of the total army.
It was here in Yorktown, Virginia, on October the 19th, 1781, that Lord General Cornwallis surrendered to General George Washington, and the United States became a nation. This is the Yorktown Victory Monument overlooking the Yorktown River, which enters off of the Atlantic Ocean. Through this bay came the British to occupy Yorktown, and later the French fleet defeated the British here and enabled George Washington to defeat the forces that were here, the Germans and the British. As you can tell, it took 100 years for this monument to be completed. Actually, the monument didn't take 100 years to build. It was just 100 years before the monument was started. The bay where the British attacked. In this area,
You look at the markers, they're all in a straight line. This is to represent soldiers' inflammation and attention. Variant intersections to the right are those who served in the Korean and Vietnam War.
The history of Washington Cemetery goes all the way back to our first president's adopted son, George Washington Parke Custis. He built Arlington House, the Custis, the base of the statue. He served as a Confederate soldier during the Civil War while he was just a young boy.
Changing of the guard, Arlington National Cemetery. I'm coming. Sky left.
Hit the
Capital of the United States.
Hit the road, guys! Hit the road! There's no hurry.
Smithsonian Institution building. And the world famous tourist. Washington Monument. Smithsonian Castle. And the Air and Space Museum. Here's the tired world famous traveler in downtown Washington.
And behind there is the Potomac River.
The Potomac River.
Yes, the Potomac River. And that awful noise you hear is jets going over.
Well, Mom, here it is, 4:30 in the morning on the 15th of July, 1980.
And I'm fixing to go home.
You've been to Norfolk, Virginia, Yorktown, Fredericksburg, Jamestown, Williamsburg, Mount Vernon, and Washington, D.C.
That's right.
Is there any way you can put into just a couple of words what you've seen on your vacation?
Well, that would be impossible. But I can say this, I have a whole new concept of America as a whole from what I did have. I see many nice people. I observe the people, and I know that America still has lots of good folks, lots of good people.
Well, that's true. We have about over 100 pictures of your vacation. So when you get that scrapbook finished, be sure and keep it around so all of us can get a good look at it.
Oh, I'm going to. And what's more, I'm going to get me another one.
Oh, okay, good.
Because this one's just about full.
Yeah. Okay, well, tell everybody goodbye on camera, right over there.
And, yeah, bye-bye, everybody. And I wish you the best of luck, and I've had a wonderful time. And both of you are just as sweet as you can be, and may God bless you and have mercy and everything in the world that you try to do.
Well, Mom, you know everybody back home is going to see this movie and be able to hear you on film. So we'll send it back to them.